What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. I say that like I was just here yesterday. I know you guys, it has been a minute since I have been here on my channel. I'm going to sit down and talk with you guys today, tell you why that has been. It has not necessarily been by my choice. I needed to, and I had to take a break from my channel just to get myself together. But I am so glad to be back. I have so much for you guys. I got new videos coming. We have a schedule that we're fixing to implement here on my channel. I am so excited. I will talk about that more at the end of the video for you guys, because we got some really awesome things coming here to my channel. But I did want to sit down and talk to you guys and tell you guys, y'all, it's so hot in here right now. It's so hot. I forgot like how hot it is filming, because I have to turn the air conditioner off to film, and it gets super hot, you guys. So, but I wanted to sit down and tell you guys where I have been if you guys do not follow me on social media. So you may have noticed I have lost quite a bit of weight. Actually, over 60 pounds. I've worked really hard. Here is why I have lost 60 pounds. I wanted to talk to you guys about it just to explain where I have been, but also for those that maybe are going through the same thing, if I can be some kind of encouragement for you guys, I'm here for you guys. A lot of you guys reached out to me in DMs, text messages, phone calls. If you have my phone number, you guys don't realize how much that meant to me, because when all this happened, I hit a very low point in my life. It was really, really rough for a couple months. But so I'm going to start from the beginning. You guys stick with me. I'm going to tell you the whole thing. The morning of March 31st, I woke up and my legs were like, they were swollen the size of like tree trunks. It scared me really bad. I didn't know what to do. I contemplated going to the doctor or staying at home, going back to sleep, elevating my legs to see if like the swelling would go down. I'm so glad that I went to the doctor. I walked into my doctor's office. My doctor that I usually see, she was not there, but another doctor was there that I have seen before. And she came in the room and said, "Hey, Jeremy, what's going on?" You guys, when I tell you my legs were so swollen, I couldn't even get jeans on. All I could get on were sweatpants. It was like ridiculous. So I said, "Well, I have a problem." And she said, "Well, what is it?" And I pulled up my sweatpants. I said, "Something is going on with my legs. They're like extremely swollen." And she said, "Oh my God, we need to get x-rays like of your chest like right now." So I said, "Okay." So we go, I do these x-rays, I come back to my room, or the room that they had put me in. They hooked me up to a portable EKG machine. Before they could get like the results for my EK machine, the doctor had come in and said, "I've called an ambulance, you're going to the emergency room." And I was like, "What?" I was like, you're just like, what is going on? So the x-ray showed a mass in my chest. When you hear that, you automatically think that there's like a tumor or something. The x-rays weren't super clear. That's why she made the decision to call an ambulance for me. So I automatically thought that it was a tumor, that it was probably cancer. It scared me really bad. I'm not gonna lie, you guys, I lost it there in the room, started crying. There was a lady that was actually taking my blood that actually prayed with me, and she'll never understand like how much that meant to me, because I was like an emotional wreck. Like, I'm not even gonna lie to you. Because you just don't, it's not every day that happens to you, So they get me onto the ambulance. I'm like making phone calls, so that somebody can meet me out at the hospital. And They got me out to the hospital. I'm put into a room that I shared with 3 people. It was like I guess like a triage room. So I'm there with like 3 people. It's really weird. I think I got there between like 10 and 11. I was in that room until almost 9 o'clock that night. While I was in the room, a doctor came in and said, I need to know like anything you've taken, anything. And I was like, well, what's going on? Because they had already started running like preliminary tests on me. And he told me, he said, your kidneys are not functioning. When I tell you, I don't know if it was God or if it was like my body like that kicked in. Suddenly I had to start going and peeing. I had not peed and like barely peed in almost 3 days, 3 or 4 days. So all of a sudden I just started having to go pee. I peed like 19 times, literally 19 times. So then a friend of mine, her friend's husband is a doctor, and he came in and he was like talking to me, and he was like such a sweet guy. He was like trying to figure out like what could have possibly caused what was going on, and we really could not figure out what it could be. They ran a few more tests. They made me pee in a cup. That's when they were like figured out that like my kidney function was like super low, like to the point of like where my kidneys were like almost like shutting down. I get moved into a regular room. I'm told the test will start at 5 o'clock the next morning. I probably didn't sleep any that night because I was so scared. Plus, somebody's coming into your room like every hour, like giving you medication, checking your vitals and stuff. So the next morning, I am taking a whole bunch of tests are run on me. The last test I had that day was a ultrasound of my heart. And I was laying on this bed, and they are doing the ultrasound. First, it was just one lady, and then a second lady came in, and they were like kind of pointing at the screen, and they were like talking. And I got from they weren't like really saying anything out loud, but they were kind of pointing and like look at the way they were looking at each other. I kind of got like, this is probably not a good thing. Probably like 20 minutes into them like looking at maybe 10 to 20 minutes. Them looking at my heart, a doctor comes in. And he asked me, who is your cardiologist? And I said, well, I don't have one, And he said, well, it's nice to meet you. I'm your cardiologist now. And he tells me, I need you to look at the screen. There's something that I need to show you. So he shows me my heart. In your heart, it's like both sides of your heart pumps. Well, sometimes if you have what is called congestive heart failure, which I found out that day that's what I have, your heart can either barely pump on the left side, or it can barely pump on the right side, or it can barely pump on both sides. Of course, with my luck, I was diagnosed with the congestive heart failure that neither side of your heart barely pumps. So they're like looking at my heart and stuff, and the cardiologist tells me your heart is only functioning between 10 and 15%. On a scale that puts you into like a 10 to 15% heart function. So it was like it would fall into like stage 3 congestive heart failure. Once again, I start crying because, it's a lot to process. I'm not going to lie to you. When you're told your heart is barely working, we have to have our hearts to keep us alive, And then this cardiologist is telling me your heart is like barely doing the bare minimum. So, of course, I got emotional. I started crying. It was such an emotional day, but the ladies and my cardiologist, they were so nice to me. the doctor, the cardiologist, told me, I'm going to put you on progressive medicine. We're going to work on getting your heart function back. And, you know, he was like, we'll go from there. They took me back to my hospital room, and I was there for 6 days, I believe. And I laid in bed, and I thought, I got to make some life choices. I've got to let some things go. I've got to let some stress go. I have to make some changes in my life. Some very rough changes, some very hard changes. So they send all these people in to see me. I get put on a super strict diet, which, I mean, I'm on a cardiac unit, so of course that's going to happen. So they kind of set out the guidelines for my life, pretty much, I guess you would say. So they put a lot of guidelines on my lifestyle and what I could eat and stuff. One of those was I could not eat more than 1,500 milligrams of sodium a day, which is very hard. I'm just going to tell you, it's really hard. I could not exercise. Well, I could. At first, I couldn't exercise, and then 2 weeks later, after I got out of the hospital, I was upgraded to be able to walk on a treadmill, which I'm going to be honest with you, right before I went into the hospital, I could barely walk from my car to my front door. That's how bad, like, the heart function, how low the heart function was. Like, there was so much fluid around my heart, it was, like, so extremely hard for my heart to pump. But anyway, so I get home. I made a choice in the hospital that I was not going to die. I was going to stick to everything that the doctor told me to do. I was going to take my medicine. I was going to pray. I claimed that my heart function, when I went to go back to the doctor to have the test done again, I claimed that it would be up to 45%. I had to wear a thing called a life vest, which really sucks. You're not supposed to be left by yourself in the stage that I was in, especially when you are wearing this life vest, because you can only have it off for 15 minutes in a 24-hour period. Because your heart, so what the life vest is, it is a defibrillator. It's a defibrillator like vest that you wear in case your heart stops functioning. That was like a whole nother wake-up call. So I wore this thing all the time, except for the 15 minutes I got to take it off to get a shower. I had to go right back on. The life vest thing was, it was not fun. But I was like, God, I know that you have your hand on me, and I know that I can make it through this. I know that you can heal me. The Bible says if you have faith as small as a mustard seed, then God will take care of the rest. I did everything that the doctor told me to do. I started exercising every day. Started slow, walking in my neighborhood. Made sure I took my medicine. I am still on medicine. I take 13 pills a day right now. Oh, and then another thing that I found out while I was in the hospital is I'm also diabetic. I didn't know that. So that was a whole nother card thrown on me, and a lifestyle change. But I stuck to what the cardiologist told me to do. I started off slowly. I'd walk around my neighborhood. I would just kind of build up that stamina. When I went back for my checkup, I had lost 27 pounds, I think. My doctor was like, whoa, you look so different. Like, he was like, I almost don't recognize you. So then they reevaluated my health again. I was given new weight loss goals. I was given new restrictions. I was told that I could do light to moderate exercise, so I could get on the treadmill. I couldn't lift weights. I couldn't do anything that was like strenuous to my upper body, but I could walk on a treadmill, so that's what I started at. I started with 1 mile every day, and I worked my way up. I now can do like 8 miles a day. I thank God every day that He just touched me in my situation. So about a month and a half ago, I guess, maybe 2 months, I had to go back for maybe it was June. Middle June. I had to go back for another heart function test, and I had prayed that my heart function was going to be at 45%. That's what I felt like God had told me it was also going to be. So I was claiming it in Jesus' name. I'll go and do the heart function test. The doctor comes back in like an hour later with the results. My heart function went from 10 to 15% up to 45%. For me, that was God showing up, you know? He gave me a number. I had faith. I trusted in the Lord. And He showed up for that test, you know? He was like, I got you, you know? And I have put my faith in God throughout this whole process. I know He's got me as long as I do everything that I need to do on my end. I know that I'm going to live a very long life. I just have to take my medicine. I have to do my exercise. I have to eat healthy. And I just look forward to the rest of the years that I have ahead, you know? It's all a mindset, I'm going to tell you. Because you can either have a pity party for yourself and you can just give up, or you can say, this is not going to take me down. This is not going to take me out of the game. I'm going to work as hard as I can, you know. I'm claiming that I'm going to be healed from this one day. That's what I'm personally claiming in Jesus' name. But exercise every day, watch what I eat, take my medicine, and that's all I can do, you know, trust in the Lord. But yeah, I just wanted to get on here and update you guys on where I have been, and I just want to say thank you guys so much for just all the positive messages that you guys sent me. Thank you guys for watching my videos while I've been gone. The comments that you guys have left on my videos. You know, we put out videos and sometimes we don't think that, like, really people, like, care too much about us, you know, I guess you'd say. But you guys prove to me that you really do care, and I am back. I have a lot of good things coming to my channel. The new rotation of videos will start next week, actually. There's a video that will be posted every Sunday and every Wednesday. That's when we first start. And then I have a really awesome announcement. I have a new project that I'm working on with YouTube. It's called Road Tripping. Every week there's a new episode. Me and one of my friends will go to a different location. We're actually on a road trip for 12 days. So I'm super excited for you guys to watch that. I'm really excited to film that. I have been given so many opportunities the last 6 months. I'm super excited. So many brands have reached out to me and want to work with me. And, you know, I've been doing this for 3 years, and sometimes you're like, why am I doing this? You know, like, it's not working out. You know, is anybody care? You know, you have days where you're just like, do I keep going or do I give up? You know, I've always pushed through, and it's just glad to start making some momentum towards what I want to do with a career here on YouTube. I am super excited. I am glad to be back. Stella is in here walking around. But thank you guys for everything. Thank you guys, the ones of you that prayed for me and kept me in your thoughts. Thank y'all for the comments that you left, the likes on my videos, the views on my videos. It means so much more to me than you guys know. And I'm just thankful for you guys. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.